cold out here. I've got the fire in one of the fires in the caves running all the time now, just on low. Something you need to do. Hello Dover, I haven't got anything for you, mate. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, you got to keep them going now. You need the airflow going through, and heat is actually dual purpose really for caves. You keep it warm. It warms the land around, so to speak, so it makes it better. And also it draws air in, fresh air in, and it circulates it around, and it's okay. Yeah, it was 4 degrees this morning. So yeah, right, I'm gonna get on with some stuff. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of footage. This camera that we're using is gonna have to go back again for a second warranty claim. Yeah, my mistake. I hadn't at the end of each day sort of like uploaded the footage to the PC. I just left it, and we've lost it. Not happy at all. So a bit of a recap on what I've done over the past few days. I'll start from the outside. These wreckers and everything, I cemented them all up yesterday. So it is nice, well, not nice and cracked, but it is cracked, but that's fine. But yeah, it's all nice and solid. And I used a reinforced cement with some metal fibres in. I'm hoping that it'll work. It'll make it stronger. It's for security really more than anything. I'm sure that if somebody wants to rip them off, they'll still be able to leave them away, but hopefully it'll slow it down a little bit. And that's about it outside. Okay. Here we are inside upstairs. I thought I just saw a big moth on the floor. It wasn't a piece of rubbish. Right, I do need to tidy up in here today. It's a bit of a mess, as you can see. I better get on with this. Okay, so the plumber came and did some bits. Discovered where the leak was that I said about, and it was a joint, as we thought. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a replacement joint there and then. So when he comes back, which should be tomorrow, hopefully, he will repair it. Now I'll just put this light on because it's a bit dark, but then it's going to flicker. So because of the refresh rate of the screen and the camera and everything. Well, this is our shower cubicle, more or less built and more or less ready for sliding into place. This board's all now down. That's cut there so the plumber can get to that, and also down there, so it's going to be like a bit of an access hatch. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to get this ceiling done as we wanted because the plumber came a day early. So we actually wanted to get that done the day before he arrived. We'll work it out, we always do. Right, the continuing saga of the lost footage. This wall's done, nearly, apart from that small area down there. That's nearly all done inside. It's exactly what we want. We're just going to sand it down because there are some sharp edges which don't look so good. I don't know if that's going to come across on the camera or not. Another job I've got to do today is build the kitchen cabinet. Now, it's only one I need to build, and it's the one where the sink's going to be. And that's because the plumber's asked me to do so that he can mark and place where these holes need to be in the back of the cabinets. And now obviously for the floor, for the drainage. And he also needs to make up a small manifold or offer up a solution so we can have cold water feed for the dishwasher and for the water reverse osmosis system, water filtration. And that's that. I'm guessing it'll all be done with flexi pipe so we can actually remove the cabinet again. I'm hoping that's how it's going to be. If not, we'll work around it, because obviously we're waiting for the tile to be done. The guy who said he was going to come and help us with the tiling seems to have disappeared, let's say. Yeah, if people don't want to help, then I don't get why they offer to help. But that's how it is sometimes. We're quite excited because we'll get some help. And yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. If I ever offer to help anybody, I help them. And that's it. Stick to your word. Keep your promises. Life's a lot easier then. It's a lot easier for everybody. Okay, a lesson learned in one of our earlier videos. In fact, I think it's our most watched video, actually. The lesson we've learned is, as the experiment that we did was spraying lime paint onto the wall, just as a small area. Some would say the experiment was a failure because it hasn't worked, but I don't think it was. I think it was a positive. It actually, as far as an experiment goes, it's proven that no, you can't spray lime paint, or at least you can't spray lime paint as a first or second coat. You really do need to put it on the correct way. We was hoping it would work. We thought it would, but it hasn't. So in places it's stuck, it's worked, but in other places it has not. So I spent the day, or a good part of the day, cleaning the wall back down again by hand. And there you go. You can tell it has worked a little because some of the lime's actually gone into the wall and it stayed. Now I couldn't obviously get behind the boiler, and I wasn't going to start dragging on pipes to try and get it all out. So we'll work around that with a brush. But yes, put lime paint on with a brush. So I'm going to clear myself for space and get ready for building that kitchen cabinet. And what else? Oh yes, the oven that we got, that turned up. It arrived the other day actually. We opened the packaging to check it hadn't been damaged in transit, and it's all good. And discovered that it actually only requires a standard plug. It uses a standard plug socket. Okay. When we used to have an electric oven back in the UK, it was big connections and big thick wires and big amperage fuses to run to it. Whereas this doesn't need it. It really doesn't need it. All it asks for is a 20 amp fuse. So, wow. So, it turns out doing the 4mm cable for the oven was overkill. Better safe than sorry. The electrician would have run 4mm as well. So it wasn't done unnecessarily, really. So, and it's got its 20 amp breaker already in place. And obviously that's turned off. So that's all done as well now. Just down there. The thing is, these sockets are not really designed for 4mm cable. They do say that they are capable of accepting the 4mm cable. It's an ambitious fit. Fortunately, it all fitted in correctly. There was no strands, no torn strands, there's no snipped off strands just to make it fit. It does actually fit, but it's not an easy fit. So that's all good. So that's another positive. So we are cracking on. It feels like we're doing 2 steps forward, 1 step back at the moment, but it's fine, it's fine. If you do 2 forward and 1 back, at least you're still going forward by 1. Okay, so I swept up, kicked up a lot of dust, put the cardboard down that the units actually came in from the delivery company. I'm going to use that to work on, just because this is a raw concrete floor and I don't want to scratch the unit. So I've opened the box and it doesn't seem to be any different from any other flat pack furniture. There you go. I'm going to find the instructions and see what we've got. I can't imagine over the years have changed, but it has been a long time since I built one. So I'll set to and look at the instructions, see what tools I need, as I say, and get on and get it built. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Now, I know there's a standing joke with build-it-yourself furniture. And, yeah, the diagrams can be a little bit hit and miss. But this is more miss than anything. Okay, so on the instructions, which I thought were instructions, is a list of parts with no quantities of parts, so you can't double check. I'm just positioning myself, and that's it. So I'll show you what I've got. List of parts. It shows you that you need a screwdriver for attaching the bottom legs. It shows you need to drill a hole or holes for door handles. And it shows you how to attach the hinges, and then there's little caps. And that's it. Exploded diagram. Exploded diagram for that size. For that size, which is for the cooker. For this size, which is what I've got. And also, I'm guessing that would also cover the 80mm cabinets. Instructions for a small one with a drawer, which we've got. And then one with 4 drawers. Just not instructions, should I say. A diagram. And then one with 2 drawers. It shows you how to put the drawers together. It shows you how to adjust the doors. There are wooden dowels for set stages of building the carcass, but no wood glue to put the dowels in to make sure they're nice and secure. So I've got to find wood glue. I know we've got some somewhere. Okay, so I've had a good look at the cabinet. It's in obviously still in its little bits. Now, what I'm going to do is these raw edges just here, as you can see, they're going to be coated with silicone. Now, the reason behind that is that it's obviously it's a sink unit. So if there's any water gets spilled or anything like that and makes its way into there, these raw edges are protected from any water ingress, which would destroy the cabinets. So I'm going to set to and do that. I was only going to do it to the sink unit because that's the most water critical, but I'll probably end up doing it for them all. So this is how I do it. It is literally just putting a little bit of silicone on the edge, and then just smear it in. So just put some silicone there, a decent amount, and then just smear it on, and that will seal the edges. And then when that dries in, which it won't take very long, then you know you've got a waterproof barrier for all this raw just here. And obviously the nature of silicone, you can a little bit more, there you go. You can puncture back these little holes. So anyway, it's a top tip, it's a top Chrissy tip to make your cabinets last a little bit longer.
What says you to Spanish instructions?
Nothing.
Well, the instructions got rubbisher and rubbisher. And I know that's sort of not a word, but that's how I feel. Not only did Chris show you that earlier, this is the size of the instruction book for the legs. I got legs specifically for fitting kickboard, not having it open underneath. And there you go, size of my hand, size of the instructions. That's what you have to do. We've had to take pictures and blow the pictures up so that we can see what it says.
Somebody needs to blow somebody up. Okay.
So we're going for it. There you go.
Problem is I can't see.
I was about to say we've run out of light, so we're working off plastic trickery.
Yeah, but I can't see where the X marks the spot through that little tiny hole.
Because you're in your own shadow as well.
No, I've got a clear bit.
Okay.
But it's just difficult to tell.
There.
Yeah, but you only done a strong one going one way. You didn't do a strong one going the other way. And because these don't line up with the marker line, you're going for that.
Yeah, it's across.
Okay. Okie doke. And that's in the right orientation before I start putting the screw in? I'd say that as a no then. Because you've got a line. This goes this way, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So this hole and this hole have got to go over this line. Like that.
Yes.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do, don't you? As soon as I start screwing this in, I'm going to go wink.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop recording because the language is going to go blue.
I don't talk blue.
You do.
I
You're
don't.
very good at it.
I don't talk blue. I talk English. A bit. Oh. See?
See, I got it right, didn't I?
I didn't talk blue.
Because you knew I didn't tell the camera.
I don't talk blue. It's you that talks blue. Okay, so we did a little clip of us putting the leg bases in. Is it what you call them? The mounts? Whatever?
Whatever. Tap it on that end.
Yeah, the black things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't bother filming the rest of it because we wanted to do one as a trial first to make sure we got it right. So we opened up the wood glue and used it, didn't we?
We did.
Used it in anger.
In anger.
Oh yes. So that's all done. So we glued the dowels, and as you saw, I put silicone on the edges that are actually now here. This is all silicone between here and here on this side, and that's how it's dried. There was two options for fitting this back one, wasn't there?
There was.
It needs to come up a little touch. Is that about right?
I'll find out in a second.
Yeah. It could
Yes,
either.
that's it, that's bit in it.
Okay, I'm going to hold it while you just do that.
You can let go, it's a bit now.
Just make sure. We haven't had a lot of luck so far today with this. Is that it? Mm-hmm. Okay, let go. Okay, so this can be fitted this way, which we have chosen to do, or it can be fitted flat, the same as that one, which means the board will have to go in. Now, because we want to mount it against the wall, once the board was in, we wouldn't be able to mount it against the wall. So we've chosen to do it this way, and then we will fit it to the wall and then slide the board down. And then after that, we'll then just make a little bracket and put it on. This is a freestanding unit, so we don't have the ability to do it neatly, do we?
No.
it's going to have a dishwasher one side and a tiny little cupboard the other side. Whereas the other units, we can make a bracket up and have it differently because they'll be in a run.
Yes.
So that'll be okay. Right. We've nearly done. We've nearly done as far as we need to go.
Ta-da!
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Tiddly pong.